Before I start recording this video, I just want to remind that as much as I like interviewing other people and putting them out there for others to see how amazing they are, I personally hate doing videos, talking and all that kind of stuff. And at the same time, I kind of have come to realization that I do need to talk because some people, for whatever goddamn reasons, they like listening to what I have to say. That being said, first week of January is almost over, and this is where everyone starts to get back into their old routines, old patterns, and new year, new me goes way out of the window. And this video will be about the topics that I spoke to one of my Iron Ninjas, how he kind of reached out and said like, hey, I'm gonna do this next year and that next year. And it was like really vague goals, not even, it's just wishful thinking, simple as. So since 2019, since I started doing Tony Robbins events, I've gone every December to West Palm Beach to go through event, which is called David's Destiny, which is basically resetting your mindset for a year to come. And this year, obviously I was a senior leader, so I got my participants book and my leaders book. And one thing what they do is they write down extremely precise what you're gonna stand for next 366 days. And majority of people that are extremely successful at executing are the ones that print it out and put it in front of them. So when I was growing up, when I was just a little kid, before I joined the gym as such, I printed on my wall saying weakness is unacceptable. That's why I was one of the strongest guys in my country at that age and that time. And this is exactly that. So it's the power of seeing what you stand for and reminding yourself every single time. Let's be honest, if you're broke and if you look on your bank account every single day, you're gonna start thinking about how the hell can I make some more money? If you're one of those guys who just empties its credit card and never checks it, you never know when you're in such a deep garbage that you can't get out anymore. So that being said, I would really encourage everyone to just write down like what are you going to stand for next year? What are your values that you're going to probably wish to chase the most? You know, mine used to be freedom. Now it's not even on my list because there is nothing more restrictive than chasing freedom. Because in that pursuit of freedom, you're going to give up on everything and everyone. When there is nothing more free than just not thinking about anything. It's just like, yeah, it's interesting to go through my old notes. I remember my first one was really, really thick. My last one does not even exist on a paper format anymore in such an extent that it was on my first one. Just because now I go to these events, I don't even make notes anymore. I just fully immerse myself, enjoy the process, and get to the point. That being said, one thing that I do spend more time than I have spent in previous years is creating my identities. So I literally write down different identities for different tasks. Let's say going to the gym, learning new skills, talking to my clients, talking to my friends, talking to my family. Every single one needs different identity to be at my best. And that's something I would really encourage for everyone to chase. Mold yourself into something you want to become. And don't just think about, I want to be, let's say in fitness, everyone wants to be a professional bodybuilder now. What the hell does that even mean? You don't even know what that means. If all you do is just think about how you need to get this pro card, and so what? Like, until you are a pro in your head, you're never gonna get there. Like, I have clear vision about every single personality I'm gonna chase. Then I have a purpose for this personality, why I even want it in my life. Then I have what kind of roles do I need to have for this personality to become the truth. Hey, you want to be a professional bodybuilder? You probably need a role of, I don't know, grafter in a gym, or cook, exceptional cook, or precise timekeeper because everything needs to be on time, and so on and so forth, those kind of things. Then 3 things I need to strive for to be that person, be that identity. Hey, you want to be marketing genius? You need to thrive to be up to speed to whatever else does, what are the current problems, and so on and so forth. One of those things. Then what are the resources for that identity to really, really grow up? You know, what kind of people can you reach out? What kind of seminars can you go to? What where can you learn? Whom can you envision as your model that you can take away and put something extra from yourself? And then what are the 90-day and 1 year goals for that identity? What does it need to become? And then go back and breaking down about how you're gonna go about achieving these things. Because if you don't know where you want to go and you don't know where you're starting, everything just is wishful thinking, you know. Like the guy I spoke to, hey, if you want to do this, you want to do that, you already know where you're at. You need to be precise about where you want to go to. Otherwise, you cannot envision what kind of actions you need to take to be there. That being said, I hope everyone has had some kind of New Year's resolutions, and don't give up on them. Write them on a paper. Like at the moment, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diaries on my table that I use all the time. One of them, I just mind dump whatever the hell there is. Another was my success journal, where I write every single good thing that's happened with me. Then one is a vision journal, where I kind of reinforce what I'm actually working towards. And one is planning. One, it's like more like a diary where I plan out what my day is going to look like, and so on and so forth. So whatever the hell works for you, yeah, it might sound complex. Why the hell do you need so many things? But thing is, I run my life like I would run a business. I need to know everything inside out. If I don't know when something breaks down. And if I can't figure that out, I can't fix anything. And truth be told, life is all about enjoying it. This is an adventure, you want it or not. But at the same time, if you don't take control of that adventure, it's going to be a very miserable life. And all you're going to do is just sit on Instagram, sit on Facebook, sit wherever the hell you want, any social media, and find yourself always chasing something that's unrealistic, because now you have that vision in your head that someone else has put in front of you, but your reality will never match it because you don't have a plan. So life gets easier when you actually focus on creating your life rather than suffering through it. And hopefully that helps. If it helps just one person, amazing. If it doesn't, great. But that's something I do, and it definitely has changed my life just to a ridiculous extent. And I'm still learning it. I'm still slowly trying to get into the point where I can teach someone else on a high level how to do that as well, because that is the one thing that's missing in anyone's lives that wants to make progress. You know, when you go to school, you know when your lesson's going to be, how long they're going to be, what subject you're going to learn in that lesson, and so on and so forth. Then you do some homework, you do some reflections. Everything else is exactly the same. You want to get somewhere, you need to have a plan. And on that note, I'll see you soon.